Here we go.
Oh, okay. It's me. Oh, I can do that.
Ronald, this is a topic I feel incredibly...
Ronnie, what is going on?
Hey Ronald, how are you today?
Well, a little frazzled.
Why
I
is
had
that?
one of those roundabout things. Almost got into this major car accident. People drive me crazy because they do not know how to drive in roundabouts.
I could not agree more. This is a great topic. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. Rules of the roundabout.
Ronald, this is a topic I feel incredibly qualified to cover.
Oh, why is that, Ronnie?
My wife is British. Where does the roundabout come from? England!
Okay, that's like the best thing England ever gave us.
The roundabout? What about Harry Potter? So let's talk about the roundabout, because everybody, when they think of a roundabout, they think of that scene in the National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Chevy Chase gets stuck going in a circle around the roundabout. The most important thing you need to know, he or she who is in the roundabout has the right of way. So if you are in the circle, you take precedence over anyone trying to become the inner circle.
Yeah, I don't know why people get so confused. They should really have a big yield sign in front of the roundabout, because that's all it really is. Sure enough, they actually have a yield sign on this one. I don't remember any other roundabout that actually has a yield sign. Thank goodness. All of them should have yield signs. I think it would really help people learn how to use a roundabout.
Yeah, and let's clarify. This is, you yield to people in the roundabout. So if you're in the roundabout, you have the right of way. Yield is telling you they got the right of way. So pay attention.
Yeah, great point. Pretend it's like entering the freeway. Whoever's gotten in there first, as you said, is next. You gotta find your spot in there.
In most roundabouts, and let's talk about multi-lane roundabout
Okay.
here. The outer lane means that you're gonna be getting off at the next available exit. You can't be going around and round in the outer lane of a roundabout, unless it's a single lane roundabout. But if it's 2 lanes or more, that outer lane is going to be for the people who are getting out of the roundabout next.
Here's another thing that just drives me crazy, and this is how I almost got in an accident. Someone stopped in the roundabout. I'm in the roundabout, and then someone stops to let somebody in.
No, you can't do that.
I mean, I slammed on my brakes. Drives me crazy. A roundabout. And we've got one.
Yeah, and what's great about this sign, it's meant to go round and around, and if you misturn, you just follow the arrow to the next one. It's telling you there's a roundabout coming.
Counterclockwise. Interesting, huh? And you're talking about England. Don't they go the opposite direction?
They go clockwise.
They go clockwise.
If you're in the roundabout, you have the right of way. You do not yield to somebody getting on. If you're getting in the roundabout, again, don't expect somebody to stop for you. You can't be aggressively getting into it.
No. Back to those like multi-lane roundabouts, you gotta know like which lane you're gonna get into, because otherwise you're not supposed to be like changing lanes inside this roundabout. So you gotta make sure you choose your lanes properly.
And so what Chevy Chase did wrong in, when he was stuck inside of that roundabout in National Lampoon's Vacation is that it's okay if you miss your turn. You go roundabout again, and you go again, and you slowly get over, and you gotta use your turn signal. You gotta let people know, just like you're changing lanes anywhere else, that you are indicating that you are gonna be getting over, and if it takes you 3 or 4 laps to get around, that's okay. You don't have to stop to wait for someone to let you in. People
are not supposed to be stopping when they're getting to the roundabout, unless there's just absolutely no room. But it's rare. If there's no room for it, then you do have to stop. But if there's room for it, you need to go into the roundabout.
Well, most of them have somewhat of a feeder shoulder for you to get on. And so the way that they work in a perfect world is, think of it like a merry-go-round. In a merry-go-round, there's spaces between all of the horses. And what you need to do is time your speed with the person coming in so that you can slot in right between those 2 horses. And what ends up happening is that somebody gets really timid. You need to be able to just time it so that as you're entering the roundabout, you have kind of that feeder where you're starting to go alongside of them. What ends up happening is you gotta go the same speed so that you can get right in there without impeding traffic.
You know, Ronnie, we gotta get out there and see a roundabout and maybe show the audience what we're talking about here.
I love this idea. So here we have your standard single lane roundabout. This is the easiest way if you're ever trying to practice. This is where you want to come to. But as you can see, there are different lanes coming in, and this roundabout here has 3 different exits. So again, use your signals, yield to people coming into it, and remember, if you miss your turn, that's okay. You go around again and you get back in. I mean, let's watch how some of these cars maneuver here, Donald.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, good job. No stopping.
Oh, but no signal. No signal. They need to be using their signal properly.
Oh, going around and around.
Let's see where they go.
Okay, watch out.
Oh,
Okay, he's got his signal on. Good job. It's just like getting on the freeway, just like yielding on any other roads. You've got to look at it that way. But we got to understand, in the United States, the roundabout hasn't been around that long. Actually, it was really only in the 90s when they started coming into the US. So there's this whole population of people who never grew up driving in roundabouts.
Totally, and I think one very important distinction, in the UK and other European countries, the roundabout is there for function. You know, they're trying to increase the speed of traffic without having to put a light and make it more efficient. In America, oftentimes it's more decorative, and they're doing it because they want to put a pretty planter in the middle of it, or they want to have a city sign, and they're not necessarily thinking of the function as much as they are.
Man, you bring up a really, really good point, because roundabouts are actually a heck of a lot safer than regular intersections. Because a regular intersection, if you want to turn left, you actually have to cross in front of oncoming traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you have a stoplight, people run red lights, and so you're putting yourself at risk anytime you're crossing any kind of traffic. With a roundabout, you could make it over there by going the same direction. You don't have to cross any kind of traffic.
So these guys are doing awesome roundabouting. They have really nailed this, and if you watch them, they're yielding, they're merging in, doing it exactly the right way.
Yeah, we didn't catch anybody doing a full stop, but some people were really close to doing it, and people got really close to the back ends of them. They gotta be careful. Yep, all right. But they're not using their signal, Ronnie.
They aren't using their signals. They're not indicating when they're getting on, when they're getting off. Here comes some cars from this side.
Yeah, let's see.
Cars from this side. Very good yielding.
Okay, that's the time to stop.
Good job.
Perfect.
They have the right of way. They're doing it.
He's yielding.
The roundabout is very elegant too. If you think that's kind of like the dance of the freeway. It's almost like the do-si-do, where you swing your partner around and around. You can do that without colliding into somebody because you time it. And again, everything about the roundabout is all about timing. And so you have to make sure you're very aware of your surroundings and the people that are in it. Now, let me go back to this concept about a multi-lane roundabout. Some of the key problems that happen, again, as I mentioned, people don't use their turn signal. You have to use your turn signal. It's key. But when you're exiting, you have to exit. You can't half exit and then pull back in. Like, that's the other thing.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Roundabouts are forgiving in the sense that if you make a mistake and you get off or you get on or you miss your turn, you can just hop back on it. Like I said, it's a merry-go-round. It's coming right back around. It's not going anywhere. All right, so Ronald is going to attempt to navigate this roundabout. And as we can see, the sign is indicating that we're coming up to it. Ronald's got a yield sign, and I think he's got this down. Let's see, we got a couple cars coming through.
Yield, reminds me to yield, to not stop. I'm not supposed to stop here. I'm yielding. Okay, all clear. I'm moving in.
Okay,
did you turn on your signal?
You did not. Let's keep going around and talk about what it feels like. G-forces inside the roundabout can be intense. And that's something that a lot of people don't factor in, is the G-forces of a roundabout itself. One thing that you'll notice...
I'm getting dizzy. I'm noticing that part.
We now have oncoming cars. Let's see if they yield to us. See, he tried to edge it out.
This guy's making me nervous.
He's yielding. Very good. Nicely done. Let's keep going. We have more cars coming from this side. Let's see if they understand that we are in the right of way. He did. This is an excellently... We are in the merry-go-round.
I'm not making a few people happy because I think they're noticing I'm not stopping. I'm getting a cramp in my arm, Ronnie.
Use your signal.
All right, I'm using my signal. I'm using my signal, and
we're out of it.
Yes.
Very well done.
That was great. What I was thinking when watching this is like, this is really about first come, first serve. And so if you do that and you yield, I think you're gonna be safe.
Yeah, I think the takeaway is it reminds me of the ants and the way that they are able to merge inside and out of their tunnels. It just makes a ton of sense. And so bottom line is, when you're in a roundabout, get in, get out. And if you get stuck, that's okay, go around. It's about, round-a-bout. It's gonna come around again.
That's great advice for a lot of things in life. But I wanna actually hear from you all. What do you think? I mean, about these roundabouts. Do you like them? You hate them? How are you really supposed to be driving anything? Let us know. And also, we've got some other episodes. Click on those and check them out. Ronnie, see you later.
Stay out of those intersections, Ronnie.
I'm doing a roundabout.